Hey Capricorn, welcome back to the reading. Today we are diving into something that I know many of you have been experiencing recently, and the energy coming through is absolutely clear. This is about someone from your past, someone who maybe underestimated you, dismissed your dreams, or just did not see your value when it mattered most. And now, the tables have turned completely. You have grown, you have evolved, and honestly, you are living your best life without them. Meanwhile, they are watching from the sidelines, finally understanding what they lost. So I pulled 6 cards for you today, and Capricorn, the story these cards are telling is incredibly powerful. This is not just about vindication or proving someone wrong. This is about your journey, your transformation, and how you have become completely unbothered by people who once had the power to hurt you. Let me walk you through what Spirit is showing us right now. The first card that came out for you is the 5 of Wands. When I saw this card, I immediately understood we are talking about a past situation filled with conflict, competition, and probably a lot of unnecessary drama. This card represents that time when someone was actively working against you or creating obstacles in your path. Maybe this was a colleague who tried to sabotage your projects, a friend who constantly competed with you instead of supporting you, or even a romantic partner who made you feel like you had to fight for basic respect and recognition. The 5 of Wands shows multiple people with their wands raised, seemingly in battle with each other. But here is what is fascinating about this card in your reading, Capricorn. It is not about the future. This is clearly referencing what has already happened. This person created chaos around you. They might have laughed at your ambitions, told you that your goals were unrealistic, or made you feel small whenever you tried to shine. There was this constant sense of having to defend yourself, having to prove your worth, having to battle just to maintain your peace and pursue your path. For many of you, this 5 of Wands energy represents someone who was threatened by your potential. Capricorns are naturally ambitious and hardworking, and when you set your mind to something, you make it happen. But this person could not handle that. They saw your light, and instead of celebrating it, they tried to dim it. They created conflict where there should have been support. They turned collaboration into competition. And honestly, they made you question yourself during a time when you needed confidence the most. What I am also picking up with this card is that you probably tried to make peace with this person multiple times. You tried to smooth things over, to find common ground, to make the relationship work despite the constant friction. Because that is who you are, Capricorn. You are loyal, you value stability, and you do not give up on people easily. But eventually, you realize that some battles are not worth fighting, and some people are not capable of being happy for your success. The 7 of Wands comes next, and this card is taking us slightly forward in the timeline. After all that conflict shown in the 5 of Wands, you found yourself in a position where you had to stand your ground. The 7 of Wands shows a figure standing on higher ground, defending their position against 6 other wands coming at them from below. This is the card of holding your own against opposition, of protecting what you have built, of refusing to back down even when you are outnumbered. Capricorn, this card tells me that there was a moment when you decided enough was enough. You stopped trying to please this person. You stopped explaining yourself. You stopped fighting for their approval or understanding. Instead, you planted your feet firmly and said, "This is who I am. This is what I am doing, and I do not need your validation anymore." That was a turning point for you. The 7 of Wands represents that period when you were actively defending your boundaries and your dreams. This person might have continued to throw criticism your way, to make snide comments, to question your choices, but you stood strong. You kept pushing forward with your goals despite their negativity. You protected your energy and your vision. And here is what is beautiful about this card. The figure is on higher ground. You had already elevated yourself above the drama. You had already risen to a place where their attacks could not really reach you anymore. This was not easy, though. The 7 of Wands requires courage and determination. There were probably days when you felt exhausted from having to constantly defend yourself. Days when you wondered if it was all worth it. Days when their words got under your skin despite your best efforts. But you kept going. You kept showing up for yourself. You kept building your life brick by brick, the way Capricorns do. And that consistency, that refusal to give up, that is what has brought you to where you are now. Now we get to the Page of Swords, and this is where the energy shifts in a really interesting way. The Page of Swords is curious, watchful, and always gathering information. This card represents someone who is paying attention, someone who is observing, someone who is starting to see things differently than they did before. And in this reading, Capricorn, this Page of Swords is that person from your past. They are watching you now. They are noticing your progress. They are seeing your success, your growth, your transformation. The Page of Swords carries a sword, but is not ready for full battle like the Knight. This is someone who is still processing, still trying to understand what happened. They are looking at your life now and comparing it to who you were when they knew you. And they are starting to realize something important. You have changed. You have evolved. You are not the same person who used to care about their opinion. You are not the same person who would fight for their attention or approval. You are completely different now, and they are just beginning to comprehend that. What I love about the Page of Swords in this position is that it shows someone who is intellectually grasping something they could not see before. They are putting the pieces together. They are understanding that while they were busy dismissing you, you were busy building something amazing. While they were laughing at your dreams, you were actually making those dreams come true. While they thought you would come back, or that you still cared about their validation, you moved on completely and created a life that does not include them at all. This person might be checking your social media, asking mutual friends about you, or finding indirect ways to see what you are up to. The Page of Swords is that curious, slightly immature energy of someone who cannot help but peek into your world, even though they have no place in it anymore. And what they are seeing is probably surprising them. You are thriving. You are confident. You are clearly doing well without them. And that realization is hitting them hard. The Empress card appears next, and Capricorn, this is all about you and your current energy. The Empress is abundance, creativity, nurturing, growth, and absolute fullness of life. This card is telling me that you are in a phase right now where you are truly flourishing. You are creating, manifesting, and bringing beautiful things into your life. You are surrounded by abundance, whether that is financial success, loving relationships, creative projects, or simply a deep sense of inner peace and satisfaction. The Empress sits on her throne in nature, surrounded by ripe wheat and flowing water. Everything around her is lush and fertile. This is the energy you are embodying right now. After all those battles, after all that defending of your position, after all that hard work, you are finally in a place of harvest. You are reaping what you have sown. And what you have cultivated is absolutely gorgeous. This card also speaks to your feminine power, your ability to nurture and grow things, your creative life force. You might be working on projects that truly light you up. You might be in a relationship that actually supports and celebrates you. You might be making money doing something you love. Or you might simply be in a place where you feel comfortable in your own skin, confident in your choices, and genuinely happy with the direction your life is taking. The person represented by that Page of Swords is seeing this Empress energy in you, and it is probably shocking to them. They remember you during the Five of Wands chaos when you were struggling and fighting. They remember you during the Seven of Wands period when you were just trying to hold your ground. But now they see you thriving in full Empress mode, and they cannot reconcile that image with the person they dismissed. They are realizing that not only did you survive without them, you absolutely flourished. You bloomed into something magnificent, and they had nothing to do with it. The Two of Wands comes through next, and this card is about vision, planning, and looking toward the future with confidence. The figure in the Two of Wands holds a globe, representing the world of possibilities ahead. They have already achieved some level of success, which is shown by the wands they hold, but they are now planning their next moves, their bigger dreams, their expanded vision. Capricorn, this is you right now. You are not just content with where you are, even though you have come so far. You are already planning what comes next. You are looking at new opportunities, new horizons, new levels of success. You have tasted victory. You have built a solid foundation, and now you are ready to expand even further. This is classic Capricorn energy, always climbing, always reaching for the next peak, never satisfied with mediocrity. The Two of Wands shows someone who has choices and power. You are in control of your path now. You are making decisions based on what you want, not based on what others think you should do. You are no longer trying to prove anything to anyone. You are simply focused on your own journey and your own goals, and that sense of autonomy and self-direction is incredibly powerful. Here is what is fascinating about this card in relation to that person from your past. While they are still stuck in Page of Swords energy, trying to understand what happened and watching you from a distance, you are already in Two of Wands energy, planning your future and looking at opportunities they cannot even imagine. You have moved so far beyond them that you are not even in the same energetic space anymore. They are looking backward, trying to make sense of the past, while you are looking forward, excited about what is coming next. This card also suggests that you might be receiving opportunities that would have seemed impossible during the Five of Wands and Seven of Wands periods. Job offers, business opportunities, travel possibilities, new relationships, creative projects. The world is literally opening up to you because you have put in the work, you have maintained your integrity, and you have stayed true to your path despite all the obstacles. Finally, we have the King of Cups, and this card is absolutely beautiful as the closing energy of your reading. The King of Cups represents emotional mastery, maturity, and balance. This king sits on his throne amid turbulent waters, but he remains calm and centered. He has learned to navigate his emotions without being controlled by them. He is compassionate, but not naive. He is loving, but not a pushover. He has wisdom that comes from experience and emotional intelligence that comes from healing. Capricorn, this is the version of you that has emerged from all those past struggles. You have achieved emotional sovereignty. You are no longer reactive to this person or their opinions. You are no longer hurt by their past dismissal of you. You are no longer angry about how they treated you. You have processed those emotions, you have healed those wounds, and you have arrived at a place of genuine indifference. And that indifference is not coldness or bitterness. It is peace, it is freedom, it is emotional maturity. The King of Cups energy means you can look at this person and their behavior with compassion and understanding, recognizing that their actions said more about them than about you. But you are also completely clear that they have no place in your life moving forward. You do not wish them harm, but you also do not need anything from them. No apology, no explanation, no closure. You have given that to yourself. This is the energy that person is seeing in you now, and it is probably the most confusing thing for them. They might have expected you to still be hurt, to still care, to still be affected by them somehow. But when they look at you now, they see someone who is emotionally whole, balanced, and completely at peace. They see someone who has genuinely moved on, not in a bitter or angry way, but in a way that shows true healing and growth. And that is when they realize what they have lost. Not the struggling, fighting version of you from the past, but this evolved, powerful, emotionally mature version who has become the King of Cups. So let me bring all of this together for you, Capricorn. The story these cards are telling is clear. You went through a period of conflict and dismissal represented by the Five of Wands. Someone underestimated you, created unnecessary drama, and made you feel like you had to fight for your place and your worth. Then you moved into the Seven of Wands energy, where you stood your ground and defended your path despite their negativity. You refused to back down or give up on yourself. Now, that person has become the Page of Swords, watching from a distance, starting to realize what they missed. And what are they seeing? They are seeing the Empress version of you, thriving and abundant and absolutely flourishing. They are seeing the Two of Wands version of you, confident and powerful and planning an amazing future. And they are seeing the King of Cups version of you, emotionally mature and completely unbothered by their existence. This reading is confirmation that your growth is real, your success is deserved, and your peace is genuine. You do not need to gloat or rub your success in anyone's face. You do not need to reach out or prove anything. Your life is speaking for itself. Your energy is radiating at a frequency that says, I am good, I am whole, I am exactly where I am supposed to be. And that is the most powerful message you could ever send. If this resonates with you, I would love to hear about it. Drop a comment and let me know what situation this reading is speaking to for you. Are you recognizing this energy shift in your life? Are you feeling that King of Cups emotional mastery? I am sending you so much love and so much pride for how far you have come, Capricorn. Keep shining. Retry.